gorgeous blessed be. This is White Raven over here. Today's Monday, so happy Magic Monday to all of you guys. I'm excited to be here yet another Monday. Things out of my control and out of my imagination. Big things happened to me this past week, and as you can tell, I'm also sick. But I thought twice before coming before you today. I thought I was not going to be able to film this video today, but I found a reason. I found a little spark within my heart to come before you today and share this spell with you that, I got really excited to discover this spell. So this past week, I have to, my beautiful doggy, Flori, that's been with me for 17 years. She was very sick and she was very old, and she finally fell asleep and she crossed the Rainbow Bridge. She was my constant. She was my loyal companion. Many of you guys have seen her in my YouTube channel, in the videos. And needless to say, this has been a very profound loss for me, and also for Charlie and for my husband. I feel sad because she's not with me, but you know that beautiful quote that says, it goes along these lines, it's like, don't be sad because it ended, be happy because it happened. And that is what I am keeping in my heart right now. I don't know if you have experienced the loss of a pet that has been with you for a very long time. But after your pet dies for a couple of days, there's a really big void in your energy. And then suddenly that energy comes back, like reform, reshape. And now I feel my doggy back. And I feel like she's around and she's all happy. She's not old anymore. Now she's her happy little self. And her memory and her energy made me go back to the beginning of my craft, the beginning of my path, because she's been with me for 17 years. I was just but a baby witch when I got her. She's very related to my path in witchcraft. So today I felt like going back to my beginnings. And I was looking at some of my first books, and some of my first books are from Silver RavenWolf, and this is something that I have shared with you guys before. And I found a spell that I really, really, really like. And that is the spell that I'm going to share with you today. And I think it's coming with a lot of love. I think my little doggy put this spell for me to show you today. And I hope you receive it well. I hope it finds you in a moment that you really need it. And I hope it gives you positivity, inspiration. I want to say the word faith and hope for the year that is coming. And now we are at the end of February and spring is coming. Everything is going to be reborn, and we're going to see flowers, the reproduction of birds and the little animals and the wild animals out there. So life is going to be so abundant. And based on that feeling and all that cycle of life, I'm going to share this spell with you today, and I hope you enjoy it and you get as excited as I am to share this with you. It's super simple, so let me tell you what we're going to do. This is an egg and brown sugar spell, and it's by Silver RavenWolf from this book over here called Silver Spells for Abundance. I don't know if they still have this book in Amazon. If they do, I'm going to link it in the description of the video. And this is Pennsylvania Dutch folk magic. Silver RavenWolf uses a lot of Pennsylvania Dutch magic in her spells, and she shares lots of them throughout her books. So I'm going to share this one with you. If you get the chance to get this little booklet, I strongly recommend it. I still recommend Silver RavenWolf's books 100%. All the time. For this spell, witches, we are going to be using a brown egg. The color that we're going to be focusing today is going to be in the color brown. So we're going to need a brown egg. All right. Has to be brown witches, okay? A brown egg. So we already know that eggs has been very prominent in a lot of different magical systems and a lot of magical traditions. So she shared with us in her book that in Germany, eggs are plucked into the fields in autumn to ensure plentiful harvest for the following year. The egg is also considered a proper sacrifice for the dead or offering for the dead in Asia and Europe, and can also be used when you need magical assistance from, the spirits beyond the veil. So that's the egg. We're going to use an herb that I learned about this herb because of Silver RavenWolf, and it's called cinquefoil or 5-finger grass. Now, 5-finger grass is considered a helping hand whenever you're doing any type of spells, particularly spells that have to do with prosperity and wealth. You can also brew it, and after you cool it, you can use it to clean your magical tools. So there you go. You have some information about these two ingredients, some of the two ingredients that we're going to be using today. We're also going to be using some patchouli. We are going to need some brown sugar. We're going to be needing, which is some almond oil. You're going to be needing your handy dandy. I want to make a parenthesis here. This is my first mortar and pestle. This is the very first one that I have. So I'm using the very first one that I have. But you're going to need yours. I bought this one when I first moved to Virginia about 13 years ago. And I bought it in a little kit for witches, and it got me this one. Now I have so many, but this is my original one, so I'm using it today because I'm doing this with all the love that I have for my doggy and that she has in my heart. So I really wanted to transmit this to you, and I want to keep this very, very original. So that's my first mortar and pestle. Also, witches, you're going to need a brown candle. This is like a strange brown candle. You're going to need also a brown marker. You also need patchouli incense or abundance incense. In this particular case, I'm going to be using attraction incense. This is the one that I have in the website, the attraction incense that I have in the website. Smells really good. It's from Sunsigns. Really like it. I have my handy dandy electric lighter. And the last thing that you're going to need, which is going to be a pot with dirt, because we're going to be burying the egg. But if you want to bury your egg in your backyard, you can do that too. If you do not have a backyard, you can use a pot. A lot of people live in apartments and whatnot. Just try to leave this outside, because when the egg starts to rot, it may get smelly. Get a pot with dirt, because we're going to be using that. All right, let's get into the spell. Okay, witches, so the first thing that we're going to do, we are going to mix in our mortar, our patchouli, your 5-finger grass, and your brown sugar. And we're going to mix it together. It's going to look something like this. Next, you are going to grab your brown egg, and with your brown marker, you are going to write down all the things that you need for the year coming up. I want happiness. I want health. I want prosperity. I want love. I want harmony. Listen, witches, the sky's the limit. This is where you're going to focus all the things that you want the new year to bring about. So don't be shy in writing there everything that you want. And if you need a refrigerator, for example, just put it in there too. Just put everything that you need. I want bliss. I want positivity. There we go. So your egg should look something like this, with all the things that you want around. Okay, witches, if you can wait for the full moon of this month, let's take a look when that's going to be. The next full moon is going to be on the 7th of March. So there you go. If you can wait until the full moon of March, you can do that. If you need to do it right away, just do it right away. lighting my incense, my prosperity incense on. The next thing that I'm going to do, which is I am going to anoint my candle. You are going to leave this candle burn all the way through. So it's up to you if you want a candle this big or if you want a smaller candle. I wanted to do a candle this big. You don't have to get a candle this big. I'm gonna put the candle in here. Put your candle on the side. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to pass the egg through the smoke of your incense. And while you do that, witches, you are going to chant, I draw forth abundance. I draw forth health. I draw forth happiness. I draw forth positivity. You are going to call all the things that you wrote down in your egg. I draw forth bliss. I draw forth harmony. I draw forth love, and so on. Just make sure that you bathe your egg with the smoke of your incense. Put your incense to the side. Grab your candle and focus in what you want. Charge this candle with your vision of what's to come starting in the month of March, or the abundance of the life that is going to be growing, multiplying, prosperity, happiness, bliss, a new chance, a new beginning, new opportunity. Focus and transmit that to your candle, witches. Put your candle into its candle holder and let's light it up, witches. Once your candle is on, let's do the same thing with your egg as we did with the incense. You're going to pass your egg through the fire. I call forth prosperity. I call forth health. I call forth happiness. I call forth positivity. I call forth bliss. I call forth harmony. I call forth love. Charge your egg, witches. Put your candle to the side. Now that you have charged your egg, witches, you can do one of two things. You can go outside and bury this in your backyard. Or if you do not have a backyard, or if you feel better, you can bury your egg in a pot with dirt. The most important thing is that, of course, we grab the little mix that we made with 5-finger grass, patchouli, and brown sugar. You put it here. Once you're ready to bury your egg, witches, put your egg in the dirt. Put the dirt right in top. And chant. I give blessings and love into the universe. I manifest positive spirits into myself. As this egg rots, my desires will manifest. And it is so. Happiness, bliss, positivity, abundance, health, all around me this year to come. So mote it be. If you're using the pot, make sure that you have the candle burning next to it and the incense. Let everything consume, and once it's consumed, put this outside, because I tell you, it may smell. I have never done this spell before. I'm doing this for me, so I'm gonna let this candle burn all the way through, the incense all the way through, and once that is through, I'm going to put this outside my witchy room. I really like this spell, and I really hope you love this spell, witches, as much as I love sharing this with you. I have a really good feeling about this little ritual. I am sharing it with you from the bottom of my heart with all my best intentions, and trust me when I tell you, I have a really good feeling about this spell. I love the way it came to me. I'm doing this with a lot of gratefulness and with a very open heart, ready to receive the beauty and the life that spring is bringing forth. I hope you love it, witches. So, witches, what I ended up doing was I put the candle in the dirt in the pot. I just wanted to watch it while it burned, and I really wanted to melt in the pot. You don't have to do this if you're going to bury your egg outside, but if you're going to put it in the pot, I really like that idea. So I end up putting the candle in the dirt. I'll let it consume all the way through, and then I'll put it outside my witchy room. And that's it, witches. Thank you so much for being with me yet another Monday. I'm very happy to be here and share this spell with you, because my sadness turned around and became happiness and gratefulness for life and for the beautiful experience that I have lived. Not because they necessarily have ended, but because I was so lucky to have the opportunity to live them. And that is the mindset that I want you to have. Don't ever be sad, or be sad, because sadness is a genuine feeling of being human. But don't dwell on that sadness, and always be grateful because you actually happen to have these beautiful experiences that maybe some other people never get to have. Be grateful. And that's the spirit, and that's the attitude, and that's the energy that I want you to have around you to welcome spring. I'm so excited. Spring is coming, life is coming back, and that is exactly what I want you to envision. And open your arms, open your heart, open your mind, open your entire being to positive things, to abundance, to rebirth, to life, and to prosperity, reproduction, everything. Just be happy, witches. If you have any questions, email me at layerofthewitch@yahoo.com. Remember that I do not work for people. I am in Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. And remember to visit my website, ravenwolf.com. I have a lot of pretty stuff coming up in the next month coming up. I'm super excited. Go check out the website. It has a lot of new stuff. Thank you so much for being here with me one more Monday. Remember, witches, you must stay very smart, because knowledge is power. But above all, witches, you must stay so very wicked. Bye.